Australia today. So West Australia has got some fantastic places to go. It's awesome. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you around WA. I found this clip. I just like it because look how cute they are. Look at that. Look at the cute, cuddly little quokkas.
Yeah.
Hi, David. So what we do is we get the boat from Perth across to Rottnest Island. And then all over Rottnest Island are the quokkas. You know, in all the time I've been doing this, I've actually never been to Rottnest Island. Of all the places I've never been to in Australia, and I've never been to Rottnest Island. It's just crazy. But these little quokkas, they're meant to be fantastic. I've had, so Vlada, actually Dan, Tammy, who works for us, she's been across there a couple of times with our groups. She said they're just fantastic. And they're all over the place. And I found these and I just thought they were cute. Look at that. Whoop, don't run over them. They're on the road. So like I said, we're going to start in Perth. So we start at Rottnest Island. We're going to go across to Fremantle next, and we're going up the coast to Broome. I don't know whether you can feed them when you're there. So I've got no idea if you can actually feed the quokkas when you're there. Go for a walk and take the quokka with him. Hi, Jenny. I keep looking at a different screen. I am looking at you, but I've got two screens, so that's why I keep looking to the side, because all my pictures are on the side of my screen. So it's not I'm ignoring you, it's just on the other side. Whoop! What do you do? Give it a kick. What do you reckon? Should we go there? Jenny, have you been to Rottnest Island?
No, I haven't.
You haven't, Dan?
No. I like to see animals. I love animals.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see a couple of animal places on this trip here today.
What the animal live there?
So it's mostly these little quokkas. They live on Rottnest Island, but we're going to go to another wildlife park today as well. What we've done is, because of all the crazy things with COVID and things like that, we've got we've gone looking for really unique places. So some of the places we're going to go back to would never have been on our list initially, but now we sort of know more about it. This one's pretty cool because it actually shows the port of Fremantle. This is a live cam. So they have these cameras. You can log on whenever you want. There's quite a few live cameras around. They've got one at Byron Bay. If you like the fairy penguins down, or the little penguins down at Phillip Island, you can go and have a look there as well. This one happens to be Fremantle. And you can actually pull it across. So I'm just pulling it with my mouse. And see where it's got that camera thing there? You can actually click on that and it takes you to another camera. So we'll go across to that camera. Hopefully it works, fingers crossed. Because this camera gives us more of where we would go in Fremantle. It just takes a little bit of time to switch it across so we can see it. So this here is the port that we go. See this building here? That's the E-Markets. So we go in there quite regularly and go shopping there. If we keep moving across, this is the main part of Fremantle. And the Fremantle jail, that sits behind these trees, I think. Yeah, it's just behind these trees, I reckon. And they've got a really good brewery now down in, if I go back to the markets there, we swing around the corner here, just over here. I think they got the 50 Lashes brewery sitting there. Last time I went to Fremantle, I went there. They got really good food, all these really unique boutique beers and things like that as well. But these cameras, you can look at these cameras anytime and you can see that's a bit of a discovery centre for Fremantle as well. So you can see it just loops around. So this runs all the time. So if you ever get bored, you can log on to here and away you go. So that's Fremantle. I know you guys hate shopping. So I've actually popped in this next one talking about the Fremantle Markets. So generally, once we've been to Fremantle, the E-markets, then these are another set of markets that we go to very regularly. Up and down this street here has got some really, really good shopping.
I like the pub.
You like the pub?
I love pub.
The old statesman driving through. So we walk up and down this street very often. And you can see all the cafes and everything else. This one's about 2019, I think, this clip. But this is the start to entry into the Fremantle Markets now. And they've got heaps of stuff in there. Good food, good souvenirs, whatever you want. Football, because they love AFL. So they're AFL mad. Obviously, they played the grand final there this year over in WA. Look at the groovy food. Does it make you hungry? I've just had a coffee and cake, so I'm all right. The Korean barbecue, this one just here, that's become very popular.
I like the fish and chips.
You like fish and chips, do you? They got fish and chips here, I know they have, because I bought it before. Lots of souvenirs. So when we get back out on the road, we'll be able to go spending money. Lada, do you like spending money?
Yes.
I thought you would. I know Jenny does. And David, I know your son Tim very well, and yes, he'll spend money too.
I
know
like
Tim
pizza.
very well. You're muted, David, so I can't hear you. That's all.
Sorry, yeah. Is this a trip that you're planning for this year, or?
Yeah, it's not this year. It'll be next year's. Yeah.
Next year, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So all these I've put together. There's parts of many trips that we're putting together.
Right.
But I've got plenty of stuff.
Have you got a catalogue out for next year yet, or not?
You should get that. So there's one on our website, our new catalogue, and there's one it'll arrive in the post probably early to mid next week.
All right, okay, because
so
we should be back in action by then, I would think.
Yeah, I reckon. Yep. So 80%, and then we can start to go on holidays again.
Yeah.
Hallelujah! Woo!
Ooh.
So Dan, I don't reckon the dresses that suit you and me though. We might stay away from them. Honey cake.
I like cake.
Oh, I know you like cake.
I like a cappuccino.
Cappuccinos? Well, I think we need to go on holiday and get a cappuccino.
Yeah.
So they've got jewellery, they've got opals. A lot of the opals actually come from South Australia here as well, because South Australia's got so many opals. So you can see there's heaps of good stuff to look around.
Well, nice scarf.
You like the socks?
Yeah.
And it takes us, when we go through this market, we probably it's probably a good 2 or 3 hours just going through the Fremantle markets. They're only on certain days of the week, but that E-Shed market, with the one I showed you with the video cam, they're only open, I think they've only got about 3 or 4 days a week that they're open. But they're just, I suppose, an addition to what these are. They've got slightly different things in the E-Shed markets to what they have Fremantle markets. And you can shop at both.
I love honey.
Yeah, honey's good. Fremantle's a great place to go to because they've got horse-drawn carriages that take you around Fremantle. You've got the Fremantle Prison. You've got boat tours. Like I said, you've got the brewery there as well. And Dan, you're saying you like pubs. There's a heap of pubs and that in Fremantle that have great food, great drinks, really nice.
Yeah.
And because when we tend to go to WA, it's nice and sunny and fresh and everything else. So we can sit outside and just along the street and enjoy coffee, cake, food. Because I know how much you guys hate coffee and cake and food. You don't like
The
it, do you, Dan?
The
Yeah.
Maritime Museum is really good there too. Have you ever
Yeah,
been
I've
there?
no, I
It's
haven't.
really
I saw that.
fantastic, actually.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. I thought, geez, we should go there.
Oh, it's really first rate.
Yeah,
But I've been there twice now.
yeah. I'll tell you, another good maritime museum is the one in Adelaide. They've got a maritime, an aircraft, and a train museum, and they're all
Have
sort of
they?
linked together. They're very good, yeah. They are, if you're vegan, you can even get a feed here. So they've got
Wow.
all different types of foods.
Uh,
Oh, this one goes for ages.
I
Oh, so I might move on to our next one.
love beer.
You like beer. Good on you, Dan. Dan, the beer drinking man.
Have a beer, have a bum.
Now, can you hear that?
And is the home of
Yeah.
WA's only World Heritage listed site, Fremantle Prison.
Well, I can barely hear him speaking.
On the outskirts of the city of Fremantle, the prison was originally known as the Convicts Establishment. In 1867, it was changed to Fremantle Prison, and it closed in 1991 after a significant riot. It's hard to believe that this part of our colonial history only finished just over a quarter of a century ago.
Do you know in here they do
I
ghost
love this
tours and
place,
everything
I'm
as well?
excited that Janine Delabos
Well, I remember the jail.
shed some light on the prison's dark past.
This is a
and
great
bright
place to go to. They used to do hangings. There
You can see
was
the beautiful
riots
limestone
and
walls
everything in
Trevor.
here.
So when convicts arrived, they
I remember
quarried
the jail.
worth of
Yeah.
this Fremantle limestone by hand.
Wow.
And you can see in this division, it's all stripped back, right back
It's
to how it
slipping
was
in
when they brought them here.
jail.
Originally, it was like a dormitory.
So I'll pause
Ah,
it for just a second. See the cage, the sort of that mesh that goes over the top of it here? That's so if someone throws something, it doesn't go down and hit the people below. This one, like they said, the prison's only closed in probably the last 20 years. So it was quite active up until then, but it was deemed as so rough and ready, that's where they used to hang people, that they closed it. WA government decided to close it, but they had to build a new prison and get everyone out of it.
It's played host to tens of thousands of
I think
Australian
it's in
prisoners,
jail.
from the petty to the
Yeah.
notorious, and a number of successful and unsuccessful escapes. I've had the pleasure of visiting Fremantle Prison on a number of occasions and doing different tours.
I haven't done
What do
that.
we have
That'd
to
be
look forward
interesting.
to in 2018?
It's a really exciting year for us.
Yeah.
We've got 3 new tours coming in, so even if you've been here before, come back.
Okay.
Okay, we've got a convict prison tour, so all about convicts, really sort of detailed tour. Then we've got a behind bars, so that's the sort of the modern era.
Yeah.
And we also have a true crimes tour.
Oh.
So all those notorious lads that were around and in the prison who changed the way we live in
So
Western Australia.
understanding the psyche behind why they did what they did the way they thought.
And how it affected Perth, where we live. These sort of guys that are significant in our history.
Another great reason to come back to Fremantle Prison
Absolutely.
and tour the site. Thank you so much. I've just got to find a way to get out of here.
Ooh.
Now, I also think they've got sleeping tours there as well. So you can actually go there and sleep there. I don't know whether I'd be doing that. That might get a bit scary, but you can do it. All right, so now we're going into the main part of Perth to the Mint. And these are blocks of silver. I think, Dan, have you been to WA with me? I think you have. West Australia. Jenny, I know you have.
None of the been there before.
Silver blanking. Oh, never heard of it. Oh, they're silver coins. Oh, there you go. I bought a watch when I was in Perth Mint last time I was over there, and it had the clock face was it was part of a 2-cent piece. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that's Perth Mint. So that's right in the heart of Perth. So right in the centre, and well, just off the centre, but good place to go to. This is a bit of a cruise from Fremantle to Perth. So once you've done your shopping, then you can actually get a cruise across to the main area of Perth. So they've got a big clock tower there, and they've got bell chimes. The bell chimes have come from the UK and some Australian. They were gifted from the UK. And you can also get on this ferry here and go to Perth Zoo.
How
So
about
you were saying you like animals, so you can go and see the animals at the Perth Zoo. I'm going to skim through this. There's some interesting fact just up here.
I
This
like
one,
it. Got a baby over there.
how are you, Eileen? You good? You're on mute, so I can't hear you. So you can actually drive around a lot of these.
I got a baby over there.
Yeah, I can imagine going swimming in that. I reckon the water would be a bit cold at the moment.
No, there's a shark.
Yeah, but if you and I are swimming, they'll probably eat you before they eat me, so that's okay. So you say this building here, they're saying that that's
Yeah.
worth $57 million.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, that's a lot of money. How
Yeah.
are you, Eileen? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very well. Very well. So $57 million worth of building, this one.
Oh my goodness.
So maybe if we put all our money together, we might be able to afford none of it. It's too bloody expensive.
Yeah.
So I'll skim forward so we can get through to.
Okay.
So this is the bridge that actually divides North and South Perth.
Yeah.
We drive over this bridge quite regularly when we're away on trips. So I've been over that bridge many times. It's a big highway, and that takes from southern WA to northern WA, sort of. Yeah. And then this is the city, just here.
Okay.
Perth City, apparently Perth is one of the most remote cities in the world. So Perth's got a lot of good things happening with it. Really nice place to be. And we've got Amanda. So when you guys ring up, this is Amanda. She's the one that usually takes your calls. Eileen's in.
We're in Western
Up
Australia.
on
We're in
Eileen.
Perth.
You know you like that song.
Oh,
Oh, so that's Perth. So this is another one. I can't remember what this one. Oh, this is a good one. This is Caversham Wildlife Park.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Can you hear what this lady's saying or not?
No.
No.
All right. So what she's talking about, they're going off to Caversham Wildlife Park. This is a
Yeah.
TV show, Destination WA. So she
Oh,
drives through, and you can see Caversham is just near Perth. So we go to Caversham quite regularly when we go across there.
Oh,
They've got
cute.
all these weird and wonderful, cute little animals there.
Nice.
I've got guinea pigs at home. I should show you my guinea pigs.
I love animals. I love animals.
What a weird looking bird.
Oh, wow, isn't it?
I've never. I wonder what sort of bird that is.
I don't
I don't know.
know.
Look at how fat its neck is. Oh my God, look at that.
Look at the
And even
tail
its tail,
thing.
like what's the tail doing up like that? That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I love animals.
Yeah, so do I.
Apparently that's what they do when it's the breeding season. So to make themselves look good for the opposite sex, they drop their
Yeah.
chest down, and that's what that big flappies hanging down between their legs.
I don't know
And
if
the
that
tail
looks
up the end.
attractive.
Yeah, I don't know whether that turned me on, but, you know.
It must for birds, I guess.
For birds, obviously, that's a very attractive look. We all know this one, don't we?
Yeah, they're
cassowary.
fierce.
Yeah.
They can be
So-
quite aggressive.
So both Dan and Eileen, we saw them when we were up in Northern Territory. They're at the Crocodile Cove. No, Crocodilius Park. And they've got a big long claw on their
Mm.
foot, and they can actually tear you open with their foot. That's the idea of it.
I like sheep. I like horn.
You like sheep and horses? What about, there you go, ostrich, a camel?
Oh,
Camel.
You have to go for a ride in a camel.
I love camel.
So they reckon that camels live sort of 40, 50 years or something like that, which is quite amazing, really. That's a long life.
yeah, for a large animal, that's
During all these lockdowns, I watched a movie, and it had a lady that rode from Alice Springs right across to the West Coast by herself. She
I
did that.
saw that.
When
She
was that?
just
I can't
had a
remember. That was,
she had 2 dogs with her, didn't she? And that was it. Just
yeah, she had one dog with her, but she
one.
had 3 camels and a little baby camel. Oh, look at those cute ducklings.
Mm.
Oh, are they cute? You missed out on the quokkas, Amanda. We had the little quokkas on,
no,
and they were sniffing the camera and eating carrots and things like that.
they're gorgeous. They're always smiling, aren't they?
Yeah, they're good. I like them.
Yeah.
And next one. So this is Kings Park. They
Beautiful.
do a festival every year, and they've got all these beautiful flowers and things like that. So Kings Park is right up the top, and you
I
can look
love
from Kings
flowers.
Park down across the Swan River where that boat cruise was, and you can look back over the city. Got a really nice cafe and restaurant there. They also do, and some really good sculpture. You can see it there.
Oh, yeah, they're lovely. Beautiful gardens.
They do their Anzac Day parade and ceremony there each year as well. And
I
they,
love flowers.
Kings-
I love flowers.
They're
yeah,
beautiful.
King's Parade has West Australian native flowers there. So obviously it's all based around WA. So you'll see some from the eastern states, but it's mostly West Australian type of flowers. And they are different to what you have in the eastern states.
Mm.
But it's a beautiful place to be. And you get this on a good day, and it's magic. Absolute magic.
It sits quite high and has good views, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Beautiful wild. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And you'll see the footpaths and that around the park. So you can, it's quite a large park. You can just go for a nice leisurely walk.
Yeah.
And we generally pull up in one of the buses or something, and we can park quite easily. We get out, we go for a bit of a walk. You know, and I know you hate coffee, Dan, so we go and have a coffee somewhere. And I know you like karaoke, Eileen, so there's no karaoke
Yeah.
here, though.
Peter, what time of the year was this one done?
These ones we tend to do sort of late, or so very early in winter or spring.
Yeah. What, this particular one, are these photographs you didn't take, or
No, we didn't take these ones, no.
no? Because the wildflowers over there are absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. I love driving up the highway and you open your windows and you can smell the wildflowers that come into the car. They're fantastic.
We've got a wildflowers tour on next year, Peter.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
Oh,
big
look,
gorgeous,
it's so
yeah.
good. Look, even on the south coast down near Esperance and those areas, you just have not seen the wildflowers. Just
No.
unbelievable.
Oh,
And
I'd
you've never
love
seen
it.
them before. They're not on this side of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very pretty.
And you can spend hours and hours. Like I loved it when I was driving through there and the smell comes through and all that. So it's just, that's part of the magic.
Mm.
I've done earlier this year, I was doing a few more camping trips as well. So I had a few people wanting to go camping. So we were out camping and that was really good.
Yeah, I camped the whole coast, the whole of the west coast,
Yeah.
and there were so many interesting things on that coastline.
Yeah. You can't see enough of it. It's just magical.
It is
And they've got some
magic, I
nice
agree.
big green grasses and things like that as well. You can wander around on. So it's not just all the flowers. There's the view there, which look at that. That's that big
Yeah,
bridge I was talking about before.
It's amazing,
Wow.
isn't it?
Yeah. And so if we over this left-hand side here, that's where the main part of Perth is. So there's some great places to go to. But we're so lucky in Australia, we've got so much variety to visit, even within Australia. So you never really have to go overseas because we've got so much stuff to look at in Australia. So this road here, if we keep driving along this road down south, that takes us down to Margaret River and all the wine areas down there. So if you like food, it's got really nice olive oils, nuts, chocolate, cheeses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I went to a place and he had this snake, and the snake was probably about 7 foot long, big fat thing. And I said, "Oh, you're going to get that out?" And he goes, "No, I don't get it out unless there's two of us because it's so strong. It could actually crush us." He said there was a lady and she
Where
had
was this?
down south. It was in Margaret River. I have to try and find the guy's place. It was really interesting to look at. And she had a snake and it was going to sleep with her at night.
Oh,
While I talk, I'm going to play this. This is Durian Bay. So it was going to sleep with her at night. And she said, "Oh, isn't that loving? You know, my snake's going to sleep with me at night." He goes, "Get rid of it. The snake's actually sizing you up to eat you." so off for the snake.
she
So
thought
the
it was there
snake-
for cuddles.
Yeah. So if the snake is going to bed with you, it's time to get rid of it. Otherwise, you're going to get eaten. Safety hint, don't get eaten by a snake. Durian Bay has some really good places as well. There's a couple of really good lookouts inland of Durian Bay, and there's the big high tower. And you've got some fantastic views across all the bush. Then you can get across to Durian Bay and have a look at there. There's also
Where is that?
this is north of Perth.
How far north?
Oh, it's probably only hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So not too ugly. But a really good place to go. You can drive. There's some sand dunes in this area as well, and they've got these four-wheel drive trucks that drive you up and down the sand dunes. So if you're in a bit of adventure, you can get it there. It's good fun. And the guy who drives is an absolute lunatic, but it's so much fun. You got to hang on. We were bounced all over the place, and you got to hang on tight. But gee, it was fun. Ultimately, it was fun. If you're into fishing, like this is a good place to go fishing. Up the west coast here has got some really good fishing spots. Some areas like Coral Bay, you can't go fishing because it's a private reserve. It's a marine reserve. But a lot of these areas you can go out camping, fishing. There's motels in there that you can drive down onto the beach and do stuff.
And
Swimming.
I believe it follows all those wildflowers as well down that way
Yeah.
at the right time of the year. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, another really good thing to do, as silly as this sounds, look at the sunset over the water. You know, on the East Coast, on the East Coast, we don't get to see the sun setting over the water because obviously it sets in the west. But in this case, we can see its sunset over the water. So that's worth going to. Now, this guy here, we're going to go up to the Pinnacles. So if you haven't been to the Pinnacles, they're these rocks that stick out of the ground. Good place to go and have a look around. Look, he's driving an Audi, lucky devil. They must be making too much money on this TV show. So the Pinnacles, I'm just going to skip forward, won't worry about. The Pinnacle Desert, it's called. This is them there. And you can actually drive your way through them, get out and then walk through as well. We don't want to see your destination WA stuff. We want to see the Pinnacles. He's waffling on. So this here, so like I said, you can drive through. We don't tend to have the big bus, the big coach. We'll be in smaller vehicles so we can drive around here. But it's got some back out of here. They've got a little town, so you can actually stay in the town as well. But most of the time, we wander around the Pinnacles. They don't like you to sort of step up on them or things like that, so we try and stay off them. But just amazing, just amazing. All natural. And we actually have done the Pinnacles in a day. So we've gone Perth, Pinnacles, back to Perth. But now we try and stay somewhere up there if we can, just so we can enjoy our day a bit more.
Yeah.
See this motorbike? Those motorbikers, they're pretty cool. They actually carry all their camping gear on the back of the motorbike. and then they just drive around. So the Pinnacles, like I said,
No, but the hotel.
what's that, Dan?
I prefer the hotel.
Don't a hotel, you don't want to camp?
No.
You could sleep on the sand, Dan. How's that?
No.
We'll stay in a motel, you just sleep on the sand.
How long does this trip actually take, Peter?
Most of the WA trips we do for 7 to 8 days. We figure by the time
days from Perth to Broome would be pretty quick.
Oh no, not to Broome. No, that's Broome. We'll fly into Broome. This one here, we would fly into Perth, do the Pinnacles, come back to Perth, and then back home. But Broome, we still do about a 7-day trip because it's quite a lengthy process just getting to Broome.
Yeah, 5-hour flight.
Yeah, by the time you get on the plane, get across there, and whatever else, yeah, you've sucked up a bit of time. So now we're in Broome. You can see here, these camels, worth going the Camels, absolutely worth going the Camels. The funniest part about this is I'll tell you a story around this. Cable Beach, part of the beach where the camels walk, is a nudist beach. Now, if you're on the Camels, you don't have to be nude, but I went on there with my kids when they were quite young, and their eyes were popping out of their head because there was this old guy who was naked just in front of them. They were the first camel. He walked off into the water, thank God for that. And the kids were just, oh, Dad. But yeah, so you can go for a ride on these camels, and it's absolutely beautiful. And they just wander along the beach. And I think it's about a half an hour, 45-minute camel ride. Very, very safe. It's slow. You can get your camera out, take photos of the sunset, of the sand dunes. And this backs onto the Cable Beach Resort. So we went swimming here as well, and the swimming's really beautiful. Excuse me. Beautiful
I don't
swim.
like the shark coming.
Well, it's better if you go in first, Dan, because then you get eaten and we're all safe.
Might be crocodiles.
Yeah, this might be crocodiles. That's right. But worth going there. And this one's a good one as well. The Courthouse Markets. So they generally have markets in Broome every time we go there because we sort of try and plan it around that. And it's really good. The tropical type of markets are very different to what we have down south. Because it's warm up in Broome, they have those tropical markets. They've got all different types of clothing and food and drinks and whatnot. So it's a really nice place to just wander around. Even if you don't spend any money, it's just nice wandering around. We've had some really good experiences because last time I went there, I had one of our passengers was Aboriginal. And so it was really good. She included us into that mix with the Aboriginal culture as well. So we learned a lot about Aboriginal culture. And from Broome, you can go up to Derby, have a look around Derby. If you've got some money, then you can go right up north. You can do some camping and some really exotic fun stuff. Look at that food there. I'm getting hungry just thinking about this. These are the best parts, like seeing all the different types of foods, because they used to have, well, they have different foods because of the culture up there. Yeah, we don't want to see him. All right. So I think this is, I know we've got a few more to go.
You know the shark lives there.
So you can see the beautiful colours. You can, as you wander around Broome, this is just Broome. I'll get rid of her. We don't need to listen to her or him. The really good thing is about Broome is this is down the main drag of Broome. One of my favourite places to go to in Broome, Broome Historical Tours. Obviously, they've got Camels there, but you've got the outdoor theatre. The outdoor theatre, if you go, it doesn't matter what movie's on, you just got to go and sit in the outdoor theatre and enjoy it. So, Eileen, we didn't do that when we were in Darwin this year,
No.
but
No.
in Broome, it's well worth doing it because Broome's got such a good place to be. You'll see here, Broome's well known for its pearling as well. So they've got a Willie Creek pearl farm, And last time I was over there, they actually draped a pearl necklace around our necks that was worth $250,000. And you go, oh my God. And they stood there and they watched us. They wouldn't let us move. They just watched us because it was worth so much money. But you get on one of their buses, you go out to their pearl farm, and then they take you out and they show you how the pearls are made, the little sand particles that go into the pearl, how they're shucked, opened, how the pearl comes out, how they refine the pearls and things like that. So that's a great thing. They've got some, if you're into crocodiles, which I love crocodiles, they've got some really good crocodile farms and whatnot there as well. Malcolm Douglas, who used to have a crocodile farm up there, he actually got killed. A forward drive squashed him many years ago, or a few years ago. So he's no longer out, but they've still got some crocodile farms, which I think he started the first of the crocodile farms. So all across that top end, you've got to pick and choose the times you go because, like you said, Dan, you know, you don't want to get eaten by a shark. That's bad. So we pick and choose. We probably go middle of the year when the weather's just perfect, like we did with Darwin earlier this year, just middle of the year because the weather's great and you can get around. Got some good museums in Pearl and Broome as well. So Wellworth, they've got a couple of pearling museums, and then obviously because it's the Pearl Huggers Museum, and they talk about how do they go down and get the pearls and the whole industry around there. It was big money, really big money, many years ago. Yeah, get rid of him. All right, ditch him. He's boring. Oh, we don't want new tab. All right, Dan. So you like beer, do you? Dan, if you like beer, this is the place. So this is a pearl here, but this Matso's Brewery. When you go to Broome, you've got to go to Matso's Brewery because they have their own beer. And you can wander through here. This is inside the brewery. You can wander in and stand in there, drink in there, sit in there, have a beer, have something to eat, relax.
Yeah.
And look at that, seafood. They look like calamari, salt and pepper calamari.
I like a fishy shit.
You like fish and chips, do you, Ben? Dean?
Yeah.
They're done. And look at her. She's got groovy hair, hasn't she? Apparently this Matso's has been around for many years as well. So there's actually heaps to learn and do and see in Broome. And because it's so warm, you relax, you take it easy. Everything's quieter, a bit slower. So you don't have to race around like lunatics where we do down south. And because it's...
Have a good sheep.
What's that?
Fishy sheep or
fish and chips?
Sheep.
Well, imagine having fish and chips and a beer there, Dan. How good would that be? It's nice and warm as well. You could go and sit outside. They are the brewing process. That's how they make their own beers. But you go and sit outside there with your fish and chips and a beer, relax, take it easy.
Yeah.
And the good thing, they brew it there. So it's come from their water, their ingredients and everything else. So it's a good place to be, really good. And it's a relaxing day. So if we go there for lunch, we generally stretch out our lunch because it's such a chilled out, relaxing thing to do. So see this thing here, this is a tasting plate. What they do is they line up maybe 6 to 8 beers across that plate and you can sample all of them. So you wouldn't tend to do it just for yourself. You'd probably have a couple of you doing a tasting platter. Otherwise you could end up staggering out of there. But otherwise, but a good beer. Trust me, I've had some of this beer. It's very good beer. Look at that. That's what they call mother's milk. Do you like beer, Eileen? I can't remember.
No.
Makes your hair fall out, yeah. See? And they make a good ginger beer up there as well. So if you're into ginger beer, that's really good there. So we actually went there the day that we were about to leave, so we didn't fly it till the afternoon. So we went and had a nice lunch there and then got on the plane and we all slept very well on the flight home.
Yeah.
See the tasting platter? He's just walking away with it.
Mm.
So very good. Very, very good. All right, so that's it for Matzo's Brewery. Last but not least, this is the view over the top of Broome. So this has got, so Red Earth meets Broome. So this is right on the waters line. And you can drive. Yeah, you can swim there. Yeah.
Is a shark in there?
Oh, there's sharks everywhere, but no, you're pretty safe there. Yeah, you can swim there. The only thing you have to be careful the time of the year. So you don't go swimming during the wet season or the really hot seasons because you've got stingers up there. So you'd have to wear a stinger suit. But during the times we go in winter, yep, no, it's fine. You can swim there. And the good thing about here is you can go swimming out there. And a lot of these places you can go swimming. You'll see turtles and fish and birds and everything else while you're swimming. Some of the stuff that we've done up there, we've been to some of our trips. We've gone swimming. We've hired masks, snorkel, and fins, and you can see everything underwater. Really good.
Crocodile in the water.
Yeah, but they don't eat much. Like, the good thing is that they eat the smaller ones. So because I'm one of the biggest ones on the trip, they won't eat me. They'll probably eat one of you guys, but I reckon I'm pretty safe. So I don't mind. We can go swimming wherever we want. And you can actually go to Cable Beach. On Cable Beach, they have a live cam as well, and it just shows you around Cable Beach. And that's really nice. The Cable Beach Resort, I think, run it. I want to go up here and go on some of the four-wheel drive tracks and have a play around and go camping up there. So I've been watching a lot of four-wheel drive YouTube clips. So I'm inspired to test that out with all you guys. All right, gang. That's it for another Clubmates Armchair Travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, so what's going to happen now is I literally got a phone call yesterday. I'm picking up our brochures on Friday, our hard copy brochures. They're posting them out to you. So all of you guys will get a brochure very shortly. If you don't get it, you can ring me up probably middle to late next week. Say, Peter, I didn't get one, and we can post one out to you. So Eileen, Jenny may want one, so I might have to post one out to you. David, Tim will get one, but you may not. So just give us a ring. I can post one out to you.
Yeah, okay, I will. Because he won't make decisions really. It'll be me who helps him really do it. So yeah, so it'd be good if I could get a copy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so
on an email. You don't email them at all, do you?
Yeah, we've got one where you can just click on the link and it takes you straight through to the correct part of the website too. Yeah.
Oh, you've got it on the website, have you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
All right. Well, I probably don't need it. I'll do that.
Yep.
I've got a file for his holidays, so I'll just look for that on your website. That'd be great. Thanks, Peter.
A good man.
Yeah. What's that, Dan?
A good man. I'll be alive.
Yeah, right. Good on you, Dan. Yeah, we're trying to move more and more to electronic versions because then that saves our planet and we don't have to cut as many trees down.
Yeah.
So I've cut down how many we're actually printing this year, and we're going to do more electronic type of work, I suppose, if you like.
I think that's the way everyone's going. I mean,
yeah,
once you get organised, it's really
Yeah. You like beer, do you, Dan? And that's the priority. It's all about the beer and the fish and chips.
Are your next year's holidays on the website yet?
Yep, everything's up. Yep.
It's all there, is it? So
yep.
I can go and look it up now. Okay, fine. Thanks, Peter.
So we've actually got holidays from the 12th of November right through to the end of next year now. They're all up on the website. Everything's, the ones from this year are not in the brochure. They start as in the New Year's Eve trips. They start in our brochure, but certainly the website has the ones for the end of this financial year, the end of this year,
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. It's been
no worries. All right, gang. Okay. Thank you very much for coming along. And we'll see you next week. We might go to Queensland next week.
Okay.
All right. See you all. Have a good week.
Bye-bye.